When the women are harder, as in harder to get, the standards are harder to actually obtain these women. In turn, this makes men work much harder. I'm tired of black women being looked down on because they wouldn't date outside their race.
From a Ukrainian background, I think women kind of play a role. They're okay with taking on the domestic duties, caring of the children, but also still having educations and professions. That means that the men also take on a role and a character, and that is the role of a provider.
This was my family member, and I was in Ireland. Ass is gonna stay there.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this one.
People might come at me for this, but honestly, I don't give a heck. Let me tell you something. The reason why a lot of black people are not getting married is because the women are not hard enough on the men. And
because the women aren't hard enough on the men. Look at this. Black men would be more successful if black women had higher standards. Are you blind? Seriously. Because have you not been realizing the talks? I get it. These women just make their TikToks. They don't look at anything else going on in the world.
Hear me out. I feel like it's a cycle. I feel like in a group of people, like if that's black people, white people, whatever, when the women are harder, as in harder to get, the standards are harder to actually obtain these women. In turn, this makes men work much harder.
I'm done. That's it. I'm out.
So I feel like the reason why a lot of black people are not getting married because men, a lot of black men, and not all of them, but a lot of black men are not where they need to be because a lot of black women are not enforcing the standards they need to be enforcing. I feel like when it comes to different groups of people, for example, white people, it's very common knowledge that a white man takes care of a white woman. White women are brought up to believe that they are to be taken care of. Therefore, a lot of white men work their whole lives to have a lifestyle in which they can not only take care of themselves but also the women. So when they get to a certain age, by then they know that at this age I'm supposed to be ready to marry her and look after her. And again, not all black people, but I feel like there isn't a lot of pressure on black men from when they're young, as in it's not instilled into them that they need to look after women.
That's a who's that.
So they grow up thinking they just need to look after themselves. So a lot of them are, they don't work as hard because that standard has not been set.
Well, she has a point, and I side with her on that somewhat. I'll tell you what I mean. I grew up seeing my father. Well, I see my mother and father work too, but then my mother, she got sick. And then I seen him take on all of the load. So I knew right away, I seen that man taking care of that woman and taking care of his children, because I was the oldest. So I pretty much took care of the kids too. I got my brothers and sisters, someone about 14 and 17, 18 years. But yeah, I've seen that. So I get what she's saying somewhat. Well, let me let her finish.
Again, not all black men, but I feel like if black men knew from very, very young that women are to be taken care of, and one day you're going to have to grow into a man and take care of not just your wife, but your entire family, they would work much harder from younger. Therefore, by the time they got to a certain age, they'd be much more successful and they'd be ready to settle down, whether that be financially, mentally, or whatever. I'm not blaming black women, but I do feel like because of what we've seen growing up, our mums were hard workers, single moms, independent women. We didn't believe that we were supposed to be taken care of. Therefore, we haven't actually pushed this onto men. I feel like if black women start teaching their children from young that women are supposed to be taken care of, this will in turn make black men a lot more successful.
It's deeper than that, right? It's a whole mentality. I get what she's saying, but it is a mentality. And what she has to realize is the woman have to cooperate as well, right? You can't have a bunch of women looking at Sukihana. Also, it's the morals. It's the people watch too. That's why I don't want to just break down Sukihana, but it's real, right? Her and the other ones, Booty Hole Brown, all of them were put on to degrade black women. And then everything happening also with passport bros now, it makes it even worse. But still, we have a certain thing painted here, and we have a certain thing done to men for so many years that it's very late in the game now, right? It's to the point where now a woman would have to show a guy the world, because she's saying this at a time when men are saying, I'm going my own way. SYSBM, save yourself. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. I have another video from this woman. Check a look at it.
Do you know one thing I can't stand? Go where the love is. Go where the love is. If the love is white, if the love is Asian, if the love is pink, yellow, black, white.
All right, so she just made a video talking about black men standards being high, and now she said, go where the love is. Passport bros can get behind this message. Go where the love is. She said, go where the love is pink, brown, yellow. So now guys are like, yeah, side now. She doesn't know it.
Go wherever the love is. I'm tired of black women being looked down on because they wouldn't date outside their race. And I'm tired of it coming from other black women.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that for black women. But what about black men? Black men can go where the love is, right? Because black men are being shamed for it. Black men are being shamed for it. And it's the same thing I spoke about before. You know, when the last time they didn't want to leave and do what God said, they actually revolted against God, but they want to stick together and not branch out, right? So he changed their languages and made them branch out. And women don't realize it's kind of like the same thing in a way, but I don't want to go too deep on y'all. But yeah, guys are going where the love is.
Wherever the love is. If that means you have to date, I'm sorry, I'm not doing black struggle love. And when I mean struggle, everyone wants to act like we're always talking about money. How about just normal time and affection? How about just actually being loved properly and not having to wait for you to finish cheating on me with 56 different women before you can actually just love me properly? Sorry, but go where the love is. If that white boy treats you good, go for him. I'm sorry. I'm tired of people always trying to defend black love, like say, nah, sorry. Black love don't even defend black love. I'm sorry. I'm all for black love. Like if it works, fantastic. I'm all for it. But if it's not serving you, let it the go.
It's the same talking points, but this is the thing. Women do not realize. You're saying for them to ignore the other men that are single with no kids, right? 63%. Ignore them and go for the white boy. So skip over those guys and go for the white boy. So what are all of those other guys supposed to do? What are they going to do? You said to ignore those guys. What are they going to do? Now those guys are who? They're going to find their love. A lot of times they're going overseas and then get bashed for it. See, a lot of people don't realize. I know you guys that watch me realize what's going on, but a lot of people don't realize what's happening in front of their eyes. They don't. They don't. Do you know how many women pass up high value men because they don't look like it? I meet them all the time. I meet them a lot. Passing these guys up because they don't look high value. Because women are looking for a certain aesthetic. Sad.
Contentious take, if I can. I think the standards that American women accept are much lower for their relationships than the
says, so what I'm saying, passport bros are gaslighting American women. Y'all give too much. Y'all do too much. These men don't appreciate it.
standards that international women have. This is not a dig at American women. I love my sisters. It's just to say that international women's standards are way higher. I have a theory on that. Speaking from a Ukrainian background, I think women kind of play a role. They're okay with taking on the domestic duties, rearing of the children, but also still having educations and professions. That means that the men also take on a role and a character, and that is the role of a provider. Bills paid. Education for kids covered. House running. Bills are paid. I have never seen a Ukrainian woman ask her man for money. She puts her hand out, and that's all he needs to hear. It's like this interesting quiet power where like she acts like the domestic goddess and she does all the things. The house is clean, the food is made, but women in Ukraine run. And these passport bros, when they go to these countries,
here we go again.
they're shocked by the fact that they wanted a partner who's 50-50, who's a domestic goddess, and bills are paid. Like, boo-boo, you cannot have it both ways.
She got it confused. In my last video, I talked about women doing it all. Like, you know what she doesn't understand? She's equating what happens in where she's from in Ukraine to the world. You can't compare that to what passport bros are doing. Because I see all the time out here where I am, Filipinas taking care of guys and paying all of the bills, and they're dead broke. I know someone right now, my wife's friend she grew up with, that's taking care of a guy, paying all the bills. She's a teacher, doing everything. She doesn't cook or clean anything. She comes home, cooks and cleans. I know guys, crazy. It's insane. There's a lot of guys are like, oh, I cook. A woman's doing all that. Yeah, I will clean. Right? That same woman doing that for that guy could have another guy who's making money. She's trying to compare, like, no, I'm not saying that guys need to go across seas and expect it all. You can't expect that from a Filipino. You can, but you can't expect that all the time. But still, you can't judge what you know off of what's really happening in the world because you don't know. Facts. So this video here says, Irish man appeals for help to fly home after being duped by Kenyan girl. Wait a minute. Passport bros, what's happening? You know, a woman got confused, right? Every man, just because he's flying to a different country for women, it's not a passport bro. And we need to speak up as passport bros and say, look, you can't throw this man on passport bros. They keep doing that.
He left 3 kids in his wake, and then he ran out of money. Now he is...
Wait, not y'all running out of money. Not y'all not only running out of money, but leaving y'all kids. Wowzers. Not y'all going to these other countries and ending up being licks.
You see how she took a situation, not even about passport bros, the guys from Ireland, right? Named it passport bros. Guy left the kids in the wake. Now she's talking about a guy being a lick. He wasn't a lick. Yo, they're so happy passport bros are being ended in Colombia. This is happening in Africa. Why would you bring up always looking at the demise? Guys, they want us ended. I'm telling you, man, these modern women, I mean, they didn't even tell her that. These modern women want to see passport bros ended or something, want to see the end of passport bros, even by death. Because look at this. Not y'all being licks. Huh? That has nothing to do with the video.
Not y'all ending up being licks. See, I would ask if y'all have life insurance and are you guys knowledgeable of the...
So she talking about life insurance now. The guy did pay for his kids. He's from Ireland, right? She threw all that out of the way, called him a passport bro, and said, not y'all being licks. Not y'all not have a life insurance.
treaties that are in place or the rules and foreign policy that is in place that's necessary when it comes to, if you know this happens to you, how is your family going to extradite your body back to your native country? I would ask if you knew that, but I know that you probably don't know that because you probably only think that you going down there for a freaknik and
you're so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
And you gonna make it back alive, and you're not making it back alive.
What? Yo, y'all see what happened? Did y'all see that? Man, I hope a lot of y'all watch this video. She took someone from a whole nother country. The woman in the video that said nothing but passport bros. She said Irish man. And then put it to Colombia. She still want to go to Africa. A man in Ireland not paying his bill. She said nothing but passport bros. So, okay, took it, put it. No, he's in Colombia. Guy's getting out alive. Crazy. And she's gun-ho on it.
And now you're leaving your family to figure out how they're going to extradite your body back to your native country.
Don't tell her.
Let me tell you something. If this was my family member and I was in Ireland, yo broke gonna stay there. You're gonna stay there. You're gonna stay there. Yeah, you're gonna shake your cup. Or if you had a Stanley, you better. You're gonna shake your Stanley until you're able to get enough coins to.
Did the guy pass? I didn't hear that anywhere. I heard the guy ran out of money and left.
Convert to our currency to buy your ticket to get your dusty back home.
We do not care.
Yo. Tragic. Kim Kardashian voice.
The guy didn't even pass, right? Am I missing something, guys? Let me know. Did I miss it? Because I'm confused now. She confused me, right? That's why, see, these things need to be addressed, guys. It needs to be addressed. She just confused me. Seriously, I gotta run it back. Hold on, let me see. It says Irishman appeals for help to fly home after being duped by Kenyan girl. So now he's being killed. What she did was flip the whole situation in Colombia and about passport bros. Exactly like I said at first. Right? These modern women must be addressed because they will confuse the masses. Right? That's why everybody keeps saying, you see so many people saying, passport bros hold the line, because the line must be held. We won't stop. I thought I told you that. Like, I know people may, oh, I'm getting tired of this passport bro thing, but we stop. They spinning, she's making up stuff. Confusion. Confusion is their weapon, right? But we, what are we? And I hate to be man and woman because I'm not misogynist, but we're logical thinkers, and we say, okay, pause the brakes. What did you say? And then we break it down. So this is the breakdown, and you clearly see all these women are doing painting narratives. It's like another narrative, another narrative. I'm not even left-handed. Another narrative, and we gotta squash them all because we gotta help people see and realize
This is the way.
Passport bros, passport, no. It's definitely more to life than going through and dealing with this.